We're going to mix up the agenda a little bit today, since we have called the meeting to the order. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to present to the Fiscal Court a resolution. You guys have a copy of this in your mailbox. A resolution dedicating and naming the Nelson Fiscal Courtroom. Whereas Bernard Elmer Ice has served Nelson County as magistrate for District 3 for 36 years. And whereas Bernard Elmer Ice's positive contributions both to the District 3 and the county as a whole are recognized. Now therefore it be resolved that Nelson Fiscal Court hereby dedicates this meeting room in his honor and names the Fiscal Courtroom the Bernard E. Ice Room. Be it further resolved, Nelson County Fiscal Court directs that a plaque be placed naming of the Bernard E. Ice Room. Motion to approve the resolution.
I'll so make that motion.
Motion, second. All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove. Motion carries.
I'd like to thank the court for bestowing his honor on.
Well, you've sit through a lot of tongue lashes, Bernard. I gave you one day.
I think in 37 years, you did 36.
37, okay. I'll make sure we count them right. You went through some tough times when the court didn't have a whole lot of resources,
Yeah, we did.
and you persevered. But I learned a lot from Bernard. Something that we all have a problem with sometimes is listening. Bernard's probably the best listener that I've ever been around. You think he's not taking it all in, but he's taking it in. It's up there. But thank you, Bernard, for your dedication. Okay, the next order of business that's not on the agenda is we have a Sheriff. You want to do this, or you want me to?
Go ahead.
Okay. We had an officer. His name is Dennis Wells. Dennis, will you stand up, please? Dennis Wells. Here, let me go read this. Whereas Deputy Sheriff Dennis Wells responded to a house fire that was occupied by an elderly woman, and whereas smoke had filled the house, and Deputy Wells was advised that the woman may still be inside of the smoke-filled house. And whereas Deputy Wells entered the home under very dangerous conditions to check for anyone that may still be inside, whereas Deputy Wells put his own life on the line and showed great courage. Therefore, Dean Watts, Nelson County Judge Executive, do proclaim Friday, July 22 as Dennis Wells Days in Nelson County. Encourage the people of Nelson County to recognize Dennis Wells for his bravery and dedication. Thank you, Dennis.
Blushing a little bit there,
Sheriff,
Dennis.
Brandon, y'all want to say anything? Mike Watts, I think, has made a recommendation.
Dennis has probably about 30 plus years of law enforcement experience, and he's possibly going to retire at the end of the year, and this is what we're going to lose. The experience, dedication, it's
Don't
going
do
to
it,
be a rough
Reverend.
day.
Don't do it, man.
The experience and dedication that somebody like him that could retire today goes into a burning house to possibly save somebody's life. That's the type of folks that carry the badge and represent the thin blue line and go out here daily for the citizens.
And we appreciate it.
Dennis does not live in Nelson County, and he still comes to work every day and does that for our citizens. Thank you.
Great guy. He's a model for all police officers in my mind. Just easygoing and wants to do good and goes out of his way. I've seen him stop and help motorists before, make sure they're safe. Great job. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move on to the regular business then, guys. First would be the minutes from the July 5 meeting. This was mailed to the magistrates. Any corrections or changes to the minutes?
None noted.
Otherwise, entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Keith Metcalf, second by Eric Shelburne. All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? The motion will carry. Next would be your bills list, additional bills list, and transfers. Any questions from the court?
I'll make a motion to pass the bills and transfers as presented.
Thank you, Eric. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Second by Gary. All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. Thank you all. Next, we have a Bardstown Bourbon Company industrial revenue bonds. You guys received some final copies. Matthew and I went back and forth a few times. Matthew has approved or reviewed the resolution and the memorandum of agreement, whereas Bardstown Bourbon Company is going to be doing a major expansion of their warehousing and operations overall in the amount of $110 million and some change, I believe it was, best of my memory here. $110,786,102. They bought a farm, going to add some warehousing and the farm next door and some other improvements. Entertain a motion to approve the resolution and the memorandum of agreement.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Bernard Ice. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Second by Eric. Further discussion? All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion carries. You guys have anything, Mark, you want to say? You know, we don't fool around here too long.
Just appreciate all the support from the county. We love being here. Excited to keep growing Bardstown Bourbon Company and be a proud part of the community. So thank you.
Well, haven't you grown since you initially, your company initially came? It's amazing. It truly is. You guys remember, we sold the Bardstown Bourbon Company 100 acres. And they probably could have got by at that time with less than 50 at that time. But the vision was there, and the vision just keeps growing and growing and growing. Thank you all so much. Okay. Move on to the sheriff's state and local tax settlement. You guys received a copy of that from the sheriff's office. Fiscal Court's responsibility is to approve that settlement statement pending audit. We do it annually. Need a motion to approve.
Go back to that motion.
Motion by Gary. Is there a second to the motion? Second by Jeff. Yeah. Y'all were looking down. Jeff, second that. All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? The motion will carry. Thank you all. Local water memorandum of agreement. We finally got those, that memorandum settled where we're going to put in that major water line from Local Water Company into Bardstown. We received an additional $10 million from the state General Assembly this past session. And we've already got an original agreement with some other ARPA money. So City of Bardstown's approved this, the North Nelson Water District's approved it, and we're the third party to this. I would entertain a motion to approve the memorandum and recommend approval of such a memorandum.
So moved.
Motion's been made by Jeff. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Eric. Discussion?
One question, they've got in there, they're still gonna get the bids in to see
Which size line?
24 inch or 20, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. When, have they got any preliminary bids yet?
No.
No. Yeah, I'm fine.
All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. Thank you all. Okay. In your mail, you should have found, maybe, hopefully I put it in your mailbox, a memorandum of agreement and contract with the City of New Haven for some work on their sewer project and upgrades using ARPA money, $200,000 to the City of New Haven. That's an agreement that I conferred with the magistrate Metcalf on that. It's a one little one pager. You should have that. Keith, your district.
Also
Make a motion,
Motion,
Keith? Okay.
yes.
Motion's been made by Magistrate Metcalf to approve a memorandum with New Haven. Is there a second to that? Second by Gary. Discussion? All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. Under Senate Bill 135, the some of the county clerk funds and are required now to, Jeanette, go into, Rhonda, go into a separate account.
Correct.
And those fees are fees for long-term usage, storage.
Yeah, the clerk collects the storage fee on, a permanent storage fee on certain transactions that she runs. This past legislative session, the Senate voted to preserve those funds instead of them getting turned over into like excess fees. And kind of lost in the shuffle. We now are required to keep those funds separate in a separate account for Jeanette to use whenever she needs those
For
funds.
equipment upgrades and so.
For storage and, yeah, permit records but they've turned that over now to the fiscal court, so we have to keep those funds in a separate bank account for
And
whenever
was-
the clerk needs those.
And when she makes her settlement, there'll be a line item showing those funds. It's
But I
same
need
principle,
approval.
it's just gonna be a different bank account and a different use.
Need a motion to
And I
open.
just
Need a
approval
motion to open a new
that
account.
bank account.
I make a motion, we open an account for separate fund.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Second by Keith, all approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. Thank you, Rhonda, for that explanation. Annexation agreement with the city of Bardstown. Magistrate Coulter and I met with the mayor probably about a year or so ago. The city's interested in annexing some of the property on Spencer Mattingly Lane, including some industrial property there. And as well as asked to, if they could, we do a consent to annex Dean Watts Park into the city. I see no negatives myself. You'll have extra police protection, no tax, the city's not getting any tax revenue because we don't pay property taxes. And I think it'd be good, Gary.
Yes, there's no difference. I mean, like he said, there's police protection. We do not draw any revenue off taxes or occupational tax from the park. So basically what they're trying to do is square up their annexation
Yeah.
back to Philly.
And they're going to blacktop part of
Yes, and they
Spencer
took
Mattingly
over the
Lane.
Spencer
That's part of the
Mattingly Lane
agreement.
blacktopping, which they've already done, and it's great.
So-
They did.
They're gonna go on and does that define where they're gonna annex to?
No, they have not yet.
No, the annex our park.
Our park.
That's all
it's
they're
going back
annexing right
toward
now.
Philly after, you know, it's gonna square it up.
That's the reason I asked, whether they're gonna take the road too.
Let's hope they will take the road, I guess.
Okay, good.
That way I get more blacktop money for the other roads.
Yeah, there you go. I need a motion to
Sorry.
approve.
I remember those.
Motion's been made to approve the annexation agreement with the city of Bardstown for the park. Is there a second to that? Second by Jeff. Further discussion?
Just to clarify, they did take the Spencer Mattingly over.
Eventually, yes.
And they did blacktop it, so.
The
Already.
first part of it. First part of it,
Yeah.
yes. All approve, say aye. Disapprove? The motion will carry.
Judge, who made that motion?
Motion was made by Gary.
Got it. Thank you.
Question, the part they blacktop, was that the city part or was it the
Yes,
county?
sir. Yes, sir. That's the city part.
It was the county's park, but they took it over.
Correct.
And if they get the rest of the property down past us, which they're pretty close to working on doing, the whole road will go to them. Don't have to. It's not like what they've done.
I thought they
some
already owned part of the road.
From a little bit, right in front of Maybex, you know, Maybex, the factory that's
Yeah.
there.
It's
That's the part where
from
the
the,
city
right
starts.
around the railroad tracks.
Yeah, and then goes towards Woodlawn Road. So they annexed the area, eventually ended up taking the road in. Trust me, for me, I'd love it if they take the road.
Yeah, so the part we own, or did own, would be from about the railroad tracks, Dean Watts Park,
Roughly.
on around.
We
Took
still
Woodlawn
own
Road.
it. We still own it right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Just for clarification.
When I say own it, we maintain it.
There you go.
Okay, in our budget this year, we have some money allocated for a new maintenance truck. Our maintenance truck's got about 200,000 miles on it. That's Keith Willard's truck. And that is probably gonna take 6 months to a year to get a new truck in, maybe. So I'd ask the court if we could go ahead and advertise, and bring back to you bids to purchase that maintenance truck. So I need a motion to approve the advertisement of that item according to our administrative code. Motion by Bernard Ice. Is there a second to that?
I'll say.
Second by Eric. It was a, what, half, three, I mean, no, 3/4 ton probably?
He's got an ounce of 3/4 ton pickup.
Yeah.
I
And
don't know what you.
the budget is X number of dollars. We don't want to tell the Conway and whatchamacallit that. But anyway, generally it's a 3/4 or a ton, either one of the two. That way they can use the snow plow. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. You'd be lucky to get it in 6 months to a year, probably. Road Department report. Resolution, the first resolution is the list of highways or roadways. Brad?
So you guys remember, I've been working with you guys on this for about a year or
This
more
big
on
thick.
this. The state of Kentucky has asked us to confirm what our road list is, the names of them, the spellings, and the exact lengths. So I've worked with every individual magistrate on this. This is your final list that we've agreed to. So we have to adopt a resolution officially adopting this into our system. This will be the true list that we maintain.
I have put them on note, we do reserve the right to correct any information that we find along the way. And we do have that right.
Right, and as we get new roads in, Jeff, your district's always seems to be putting new roads in, Gary's yours as well. You know, it's the same way. We always adopt them, we go through but they wanted you to clean it up, so.
Believe it or not, for those in the audience here, we find roads a lot of times that the main discrepancies are usually the length, how far back do they go down this little county road, and exactly where does it stop. So we do reserve that right to change that as needed. Motion to approve the resolution as presented. Motion by Bernard Ice.
I'll second.
Second by Eric. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? That was a weak aye there, Gary.
I'm reading through this real quick.
Motion carries. Thank you all. Vehicle repairs,
Okay.
Brad?
So we got a 2013 International dump truck. You guys remember, this truck is notorious for engine issues. I think John's had a lot of issues out of his vehicles. Jeanette, you had one. Basically, we got a sleeve that's cracked that is now runt number 2 cylinders, which then runt the head. So the reason we're bringing it to you guys is a remanufactured engine plus the core would be $28,166.68. If our core is good, they'll credit us back $4,160. So we would need you guys to approve that.
I'll make a motion.
The body of the truck's still in good shape.
What size engine's in that?
I mean, I don't know, Gary, it's like,
It's not a T44E?
no, what is it, Chris? It's a Max Force. See, Gary, if you remember, they switched out of them DT466s and went to a different engine when all this new emission stuff came out. Part of their issue is this particular truck doesn't have DEF on it, and they just run it at very high pressures. It always has issues, it seems like. I think John redone 2, 3?
Done a couple, so 2 or 3.
Same thing, seems like the sleeve's cracked because it's a sleeved engine, and then after that, you know, it goes downhill quick once that sleeve cracks.
Those that you already had done, are they, how long ago, and are they still operating okay?
Mm-hmm. We have one older truck right now that we're trying to find the engine repairs for, or a new engine or a rebuild engine, but it's a 2004, a lot older, so we're still looking for that. Having problems trying to find it, but
There's a two-year warranty on this.
2-year unlimited mileage. We thought about just doing 1 cylinder, Gary, and putting it back together, but no shop would give us a warranty on that.
Yeah.
And while you got it, I mean, come down to shop, it is completely, to diagnose it, we had to tear it completely apart. So it'd be a remand engine. We take this one out, give it to them, put the new one back in.
28,000.
Yep. You'll get 4,000 back as far as it's good, but $28,000, yeah, keep.
Need a motion to approve the purchase of this remand engine.
I'll make the motion to,
Thank you.
remand.
Thank you, Eric. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Second by Jeff. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. One last piece of good news is that we actually applied for last week a grant for Hilton Lane Bridge, and we were awarded that when you do things electronically, it seems like it moves a little faster. I'm slow of learning that, by the way. And they allow you to do your grant application now electronically, and Brad put something together for me, and I was able to transfer it to Frankfurt. And we received $80,000, and we had budgeted that, anticipating applying for it, so we did receive the $80,000 grant. There's a resolution and an agreement in your mail. I hope I put it in your mail, or emailed you for sure. Yeah, there you go. I need a motion to approve the resolution and the agreement, and authorize the county judge to sign that agreement.
I'll make that motion.
Motion, I wonder why.
Yeah, it's my area.
Your area.
I'm getting all the bridges done.
Yeah, don't tell Keith that, please.
You already did.
I'm getting all the bridges done.
Motion's been made by Gary. Is there a second to the motion? Second by Bernard Ice. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove, and motion will carry. Okay.
Competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lee, your report?
We installed drainage pipe at Timbrook Drive. We replaced 2 more culverts on Hoss Simpson Road. We're going to replace 2 more this week, and that will finish up, thank goodness, Hoss Simpson Road, and it'll be ready for overlay after probably Thursday. We installed a culvert on Sullivan Lane, and we replaced a culvert on Sunshine Drive, which is off Mary Jo Boulevard. We've removed several fallen trees during the last couple of storms, although the storms haven't been real severe. I guess the droughts caused enough problems to the trees that we've had to remove several trees from those. We did pave the approaches to the new Woodlawn Bridge and also the new D-Head Bridge, so we're happy to have those 2 projects finished up. And we started trimming weeds and brush back on Icetown Road yesterday. Again, we had a couple of large trees fall during the Sunday night storms, so our crew got called off to address those, and we will return back to Icetown as time permits. Today we're patching asphalt on Weatherby Drive, and our mowing crew is in District 3 on its 3rd round, so we should be starting District 4, should be this week.
Any questions for Lee? Thank you, Lee.
Yeah, thank you, Lee.
Brad, you have anything else on the road?
No.
Okay. We'll move on to the jail report. Buck?
As of this morning, we have 108 inmates. 42 are state, 66 are county, 53 are waiting for circuit court cases, 13 are waiting for district court cases. Total of 85 males and 23 females.
Any questions for Buck? Thank you. EMS report.
Monthly report for June comes in at 702 calls responded to. This is also the year end, fiscal year end. So for the year, we responded to 7,810 calls. Out of that, for the month, we have 19 lift assists. That seems to be going up every month. We do more calls to lift assist that we'll probably have to address at some point. And that'd be my report.
Questions for Joe? Thank you, sir. Okay, landfill solid waste report. John?
We're having issues, I guess, getting parts. I guess about like any other shop out there sitting next to a mechanic at a soccer game sitting there, and he's having the same problems. Our dozers, we haven't got that back yet. We're still waiting to get that back, and our compactor, we're still waiting to get that back from repairs. And then we have one of our roll-off truck, basically the one that we service the pit boxes. We're still basically the same thing as Brad. We're still waiting on prices for that engine to get that rebuilt.
Okay, so we've still got how many on the road, the roll-off trucks?
We still have 3 trucks.
3 on the road. This is the one.
This is the one that stays in the landfill.
The one that stays in the landfill.
So basically, we have one spare that we use that basically to service the pit. So we're still getting by, but having a lot of problems with getting parts.
So where are you on the application and permit?
So basically, we have a few more comments to address, and then we'll respond back. So it goes back and forth a couple times with that. So hopefully, the next couple weeks, we'll get a couple weeks to a month, we'll get a lot of these comments resolved and get that thing moving along.
Okay. Questions, guys? I want to go back a little bit to the road department lead. You want to introduce Chris to the court? Chris is going to be
yes.
taking Lee's retiring towards the end of the year, and Chris is being in training now to work, take Lee's position. He won't take Lee's place, but he'll take his position.
Yeah.
We
I'm
can do
a-
a better job, Chris.
I'll do my best.
Hey, now, yeah, you got a pretty big shoes to fill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm retiring, it'll be around Thanksgiving when I'm leaving. And Chris is one of our road foremen, so Chris is still training for my position and still out on the jobs as well. So you'll be seeing him here and there. Chris has about, I guess, 19 years with the county. And
Started at the landfill, I believe? or
started at the
solid waste?
landfill and has extensive experience with road construction and maintenance. I think Chris will be a very good replacement for me,
There's such a thing, huh?
if not better.
Yeah.
Y'all wear the same size shoes, maybe you can give him your shoes.
I'm sorry, I forgot to call on you, Chris, but you want to introduce you to court. Derek, you have a recreation report?
Yeah, first off, finally worked that out with Dick's Sporting Goods. The gentleman that passed away, Josh Everso, for $20,000. And we ended up going with 2 scoreboards, one for field 6 and one for field 4, and it'll say in memory of. So outside of that, volleyball's starting up, soccer's starting up. Balltown Seal Coat's done, it's looking pretty good. Later on, I would like to consider getting some quotes on blacktop in that little area at Balltown for parking, because it's getting pretty rough around there.
Okay. Get with Brad, he'll give you some pricing on it.
Yeah, they just rebuilt that substation behind it, and they're moving all the equipment down there right now, so should be a pretty good time to get that done.
Do you agree?
I do agree.
Just give me a price on it, Brad.
Yes, sir.
Keep it below $7,500.
That's what we're whispering back here to each other.
And I can prove it without the fiscal court's approval. Even if you have to do 2 purchase orders. You didn't hear that, Matthew? What are you gonna do, fire me?
They might lock you up.
I guess they could. Magistrate, any old or new business?
I have a couple things. First thing, several meetings ago, we spoke to Matthew about an ordinance concerning the burnt houses not being addressed. Anything on that?
He's got a draft together. I just haven't processed it. I'll be sure to send it to you.
Yeah, and it's it's almost a rewrite of our current nuisance ordinance as well. I kind of put it all in one big thing. And one thing the fiscal court would have to really consider, because it will be Judge Watts making that call. In order to do it the way that the statute intends, you'll have to create a system through which banks can check in on a bi-weekly basis on a database of some type that will be either dial in on or hit from the web to see what kind of houses may be out there in disrepair. So it's more than just passing an ordinance. There's a lot of momentum we've got to get behind it. But I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I've had several complaints about, especially one in the neighborhood right next door to this guy, and it does look terrible.
Sure.
What Gary's talking about is a burnt house in a subdivision that's just beyond repair, but it's no movement happening on it. I think the fire was in November.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and the second thing is someone brought up, have we talked about new voting machines at all?
No, I have with Jeanette on several occasions. Believe me, she's.
Yeah,
So what I've asked for Jeanette to do, get with the company and them send us some information on them. Then as a court, we should go talk to some other counties that have used these machines. In particular, I think Hardin and who else is?
Well, we're the only one, 5 counties that does not have the new machines.
No, you're trying to make me feel bad or something.
No, but we have to get them by 2024. We have to have them.
We have to get on that.
We're getting new poll books, but the state's buying those for this next election.
Didn't the state put money in this last session for voting machines?
They do, but they're going to do the poll books first because we have to have them by 2023 in May. So next year will be the 12.5 million, I think, is what they're going to
I thought they passed 25 million this year.
Well, they did 12.5 this year and 12.5 for
Okay.
next year.
Okay.
So the 12.5 this year is gonna be just for the e-poll books, because we have to have new ones.
Well, why don't I get you information from a couple surrounding counties?
Yeah.
And maybe the equipment committee could take a look at those machines and see how they operate, how the clerk, how they performed and so forth. Nothing worse than spending $200,000 or $300,000 on machines,
Right.
and it could be a cluster mess.
Right.
Okay?
Sounds good, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything else, guys?
I got one thing. This could possibly be our judge's last meeting. And I just want to thank the judge for his leadership and his commitment to Nelson County. I want to thank you for being very conservative in Nelson County. It's one thing that very much impressed me when I became a magistrate. You know, people hear that your money's here and money's there. This man watched every nickel down to a nickel. And I want to thank you for making me a better person, Judge.
Oh, thank you.
And here's to you and your retirement.
Thank you so much. He might make a politician after all.
No.
He might make a
You're
politician.
gonna
Thank you
make
so
it.
much. I appreciate it.
Far as I've gone.
I've truly enjoyed, you know, most of the time it's not a job. Most of the time it's something you enjoy doing. You don't call it a job. And, but you do need a paycheck. The bottom line is, but it's been very rewarding. When people say that public service is a thankless job, I've heard that for 40 years. Let me just say this, they're wrong. I promise you, the people have stopped me on the street and thanked me for the service, people I didn't know, don't know personally. The cards I've received, it is a rewarding job, and you guys deserve the same credit, and I've enjoyed working with every one of you, and the previous courts as well, with a few exceptions. And that's gonna be in my book, no. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge,
Yes.
17 years ago, when you swore me in, Jesus.
That was in the other building, I believe.
No, it was here.
Okay.
You have a lot of memorabilia in your office.
Uh-huh.
When you called me, my mind started clicking. We do something for the guys at the sheriff's office. It's called a shadow box.
Mm-hmm.
And this is patches, where they came from till now, and badges, things like that. So I started clicking. I got with Brad, I got with Lee. We got some patches, but everybody doesn't have a patch. So we created a little something. It's called Shadow Box. Created the logo from the county to the positions, magistrates, all the way down, code enforcement, human resources, coroner, clerk. So, with further ado, says, presented to County Judge Executive Dean Watts, in appreciation for your service and dedications to the Office of County Judge Executive and to the citizens of Nelson County. 1 January 1994, 31 July 2022.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Motion to adjourn.
No way. There's donuts over here if any of y'all care to have a donut on the judge.
This meeting's gonna last all morning.
We're not gonna adjourn.
You don't get paid anymore. Thank you all.
Adjourn me.
Sir?
Take the adjournment for your last meeting.
I'll make the motion to adjourn. Can you get a second to that? Bernard? Go ahead, Bernard. Second. Thank you. All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. Thank you all.
No, Judge.
Thank you.